Hi guys, this is my morning / school makeup routine. This is pretty much just basically what I do when I wake up in time, I haven't slept in for school, and I've got an extra 10-15 minutes in order to do my makeup. It sounds like a lot of time, and because we're not using that many products, however it does kind of pay off and I feel a bit better when I go to school. So I've already cleansed, toned, moisturised and applied a blemish gel, which is the Witch Hazel one. So I've done all that. Now I'm going to move on to my face product, which is the Garnier BB cream. This is the Miracle Skin Perfector in Light. Now I shake that up and I apply it to a flat surface. So just before I apply my BB cream, I actually apply a primer. So it is the Body Shop Tea Tree Pore Minimizer Primer. And that's just before I apply my BB cream. So I just get about a pea-sized amount. Okay, so to apply my BB cream, I use the Real Techniques buffing brush. It just looks like that. You all know it. I got this from Priceline and it came in the core set, which was $35, I think. So then I just get it on the tip of my brush, just like this. And I've got it mirrored down here. I'm just looking. So I just stipple it or just press it onto my skin. Just around the rim of my face. Then I bring it onto my cheeks. Just get a little bit more underneath my eyes. I use circular motions to blend it into my skin. Now this blends away beautifully. It doesn't take much work. As you can see, it's much darker than my neck. But it matches the rest of my body, so I do kind of have to work a little bit harder to blend it. And when you look at me face on, you can't really see the difference. I'll zoom out when I'm finished and you'll see. Napoleon Pro Palette, so it just looks like that. It is the Napoleon Pro Palette Concealer. Yeah, just looks like that. Okay, so I just pat it underneath my eye and then making sure to go into the inner corner and also the outer corner for me, as that's where I have quite a lot of darkness too. And I kind of just pat it. Okay, so now that I've done my under eye concealing, I'm now going to try and cover up the red dots and spots along here. So to do that, I actually use the yellow, very yellow colour here, which helps to cancel out the red. And again, just on my ring finger, I just get a little bit and I just dot that where I have some redness. I don't want to use too much because that can actually aggravate the pimple and make it a little bit worse. So I just add little bits. Just zoom out a little bit. So we just apply that and then just pat and roll it in. It doesn't cancel out the redness a lot and it definitely doesn't cover them up, but it does help. So mixed together, the BB cream and the concealer do actually give a fair amount of coverage. I really don't need anything more. I used to use a foundation, however it was just too heavy, too cakey. It was just causing problems. So then I powder, because I do have quite oily skin, really oily skin. I do need to powder, and the powder that I find that works is the Rimmel Stay Matte in transparent or translucent. And I either use the Real Techniques buffing brush, which I used for the actual BB cream, or I use the e.l.f. powder brush, which just looks like that. I'm just going to use the e.l.f. powder brush today. And I just get it on the tip of the brush, tap off any excess, and then underneath my eyes and on my cheeks, I just press it. Rather than using swirling or sweeping motions, I just press it underneath. And again, just pressing it where I need it. I do kind of focus on the T-zone and on my cheeks, the tops of my cheeks along here, because I do find that it does tend to slip and slide. Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. and I actually use the e.l.f. wand. So the e.l.f. Lash Brow Gel Mascara, it's actually my preferred one. It's my preferred gel. However, I ran out and it's such a pain to order online for just one thing. So I just bought the Essence one, and it's alright. It's fine. It'll do, but I prefer the brush for the e.l.f. rather than the brush for the Essence. Does that make sense? Anyway, okay, so now I'm just going to brush through my brows with the gel. I do, depending on how I feel for the day, I may fill them in or I may not. I'll fill them in today just so you can see. I kind of use a cheats way. Basically, I have the Real Techniques Lash Brow Groomer, which just looks like that. Oh, it's a bit dirty. Anyway, and I just use this end here, and I use my NYX 10 colour eyeshadow palette from the Runway collection, and in Caviar and Bubbles. And I actually use, let's do this without showing you the whole thing. I actually use this colour here. It's like a, it's similar to Omega, I'd say. Omega by MAC, in the fact that it looks very light, but then when it's actually in your brows, it's quite a dark colour. And all I do, now you are going to see how I film, but basically I get the end here, and I press that. Let's angle you down. And I literally just press it into. So I get the brush or the groomer, I get a little bit of powder that I'm going to use on the brush, and then I just brush through them. How many times could I say brush? And it's kind of the cheats way of doing my brows. It's just easier, it gives me a good result, nice and natural, that's about it. So I'll just do that to the other brow and I'll be back. Okay, so I have two choices for my eyes. I can either use the Wet n Wild Brulee single eyeshadow from Wet n Wild, I think I already said that, and it just looks like that. It's just a matte shadow, kind of skin colour. I put it over my lid and it cancels out all the little veins and it kind of covers them, and it's really good, and I quite like this one. Or on days that I feel like being a little bit fancy, putting in a little bit more effort, I use Bare Study by MAC, and it just looks like that. And it's beautiful. I absolutely love this. It's very thin. It's not extremely pigmented, so it just adds a little bit of colour, kind of brightens your eyes up. So I just get my ring finger, get a little bit on my finger, and I just press that on my lid, focusing around my lash area. And I kind of just use my finger. Let's zoom in. Okay, so I press it on my lid. And then I kind of just blend it up a little bit, but that's about the extent. Bring it into my inner corner, but not too much. And that's pretty much just what I do. So I get it on my ring finger, I dot it on my eye, I put it on the center, and then I blend from there. So center of the eye, then blend out. It just means you get a little bit more of a, not natural, but not such a intensely, obviously eyeshadow kind of look. And because this is a cream shadow, it is gonna last a long time. So all I do, my next step is to curl my lashes, and I use just these Manicare ones. Don't know if you'll be able to read that. Just Manicare ones, and I just get my lashes in there. And then I kind of just pump it back and forth. And I think it just really helps with the whole brightening up your face and helps with that. Now, next step is to highlight. And I guess that most people don't think highlighting is necessary, but considering that I'm not using liner, I'm not using foundation, I'm only using a very small amount of eyeshadow, I feel like highlighting really does help. And I don't use a lot. I really just, I go back to my NYX 10 colour eyeshadow palette, and I just use this matte white colour just here, and I use the Real Techniques base shadow brush. So I just get a little bit on the brush and I just go just underneath my brow, not too much, and then I blend from there just with my fingers. I don't want too much, I just want a little bit of a natural lift. And then in my inner corner, again just to open my eyes, and because I'm not using a strong shadow or liner or even mascara. So, and then there's one last step. I don't really bronze or blush because I don't feel like I need it, but the one step that I do is I use the Natio Pure Mineral Face Illuminator. And this is just a very rose goldy kind of colour. And it's a cream highlighter, or a liquid highlighter. And I feel like this is just the one necessary step that I love. I love highlighting, and I just think it's so worth it because it gives you such a beautiful glow, and it can really change your makeup, I think. Now obviously these are all optional steps for you, but I really like highlighter. So I use the Real Techniques stippling brush, and I just get a little bit on my hand and I get it on the brush and just on the tops of my cheeks, along my temples, and I kind of just, rather than swishing or using swirling motions to pop it on, I kind of just dab it. Then I pop a little bit on the bridge of my nose and up onto my forehead, over my lips, but I'm not too fussed once we've done that. And then, last step, once I've done the highlighting, is just to pop some lip balm on. I don't do lipstick, I don't do lip liner, I don't do lip gloss even. All I use is the Blistex Lip Conditioner, SPF 15. And I'm all out, I'm nearly all out, I'm literally just scraping the sides. But it's the best lip conditioner I've ever found, I've ever used, and I just love it. Again, I don't bronze, I don't blush. You could, but I'm at school, I don't feel the need for it. Okay, so this is pretty much the finished look. This is pretty much what I do. Obviously it's taken longer because I'm talking to you, I'm taking the time to explain, I'm giving you other options, all that kind of stuff. But this is pretty much what I do. If I have the time in the morning, I probably do it 3, maybe 4 times. So this is pretty much the finished look. I generally do this 3 out of 5 times a week because that's when I wake up in time and I've got the time to do it. It doesn't take as long as it has in this video, just because I'm explaining it to you, I'm talking you through it. So yeah, it does take me about maybe 10 minutes to do this. The longest part is the face, because I like to focus on my face and get my base perfect, and then I don't have to put as much effort with the eyes or the brows or any of that. And you've seen my cheats for my brows. Yeah, so this is my pretty much everyday, but mainly school kind of face makeup routine. Let me know if you like it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This is actually a brand new camera that I've just bought. It's the Sony NEX 5R. And I'm liking it so far, but we'll just see. If I like it enough to upload this video, then obviously I've liked it. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, rate if you can do that anymore. Comment down below, please. How long does your makeup routine take kind of for school? So if you do something similar to me, please leave that down below in the comments. Mine takes about 10 minutes to do all this. If you do more, let me know how much longer that takes you, and if you do less, or if you don't wear anything, which is perfectly fine, and I do go some days just wearing nothing but moisturizer, let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!